And this is what happens when pool water gets aggressive, gets on all these different surfaces. Hi, Alan Smith here with Oxium Water Technologies. I'd like to talk to you and discuss with you about swimming pool water's effects on the cement environment around both commercial and residential pools. You know, so many of the hardscape products around swimming pools, there's either concrete decking or interlocking pavers or precast coping, or even the pool plaster, pebble, or quartz itself is all made out of Portland cement. And Portland cement has a reaction product in it called calcium hydroxide, which is really affected by the swimming pool water. As a matter of fact, if the water is aggressive or a little acidic, or what they say negative on the saturation index, is an index that actually measures water's ability to etch or scale, it can start to dissolve and break down these cement products. It'll actually dissolve the calcium hydroxide out, and it'll spall and start to lose aggregate. And as you can see here, like with concrete decking around a commercial pool, you can see the wear pattern of water around the steps or entry areas where it runs to the deck drains. You can see how the whole surface has been etched or spalling, where the cream layer with the calcium hydroxide has been removed by the pool water, because the pool water is a little on the aggressive side. Same with pavers. These interlocking pavers has been eaten up by aggressive pool water, and as it's broken it down, you can see what this is doing to the finish. Even the coping, this precast cement coping, which contains the soluble calcium hydroxide also, is etching all around it. You can see how that affects it. And if it goes to the opposite side of the saturation index, the positive side, it can actually scale or leave deposits, heavy deposits, not just on the coping and the deck, but also on the pool plaster itself. And you can see pool plaster will be dissolved the same way. It has to water it all the time. And you can see the spalling, where it's flaking and peeling, where the water is actually dissolved a fine layer of calcium hydroxide out of the surface. Spot etching, where it actually starts to eat it around the sand aggregate. And then again, we have what's called a calcium nodule, and these unsightly things grow out of little spores and craze cracks within the plaster surface, and starts to pull these calcium nodules out, and they're very difficult to get rid of after they've happened. So watching this water and keeping it as close to zero on the saturation index is the best way, but very hard to maintain. And this is what happens when pool water gets aggressive, gets on all these different surfaces. There is a solution for that, however. There is a product called MICROGLASS, which is a deep penetrating hardener that can be sprayed on right when a decking, coping, pool plaster finish is done, or shortly thereafter. And it makes it so hard that it's very difficult for this water to break it down and dissolve it. It's turning the soluble calcium hydroxide into a calcium silicate, which is far harder. This isn't a sealer, it's a penetrator hardener. It works very well, it's very inexpensive. It's a good way to help protect your product and get years more serviceable life out of it, and save you a lot of money. Thank you.